IVM.
Are you just bored of doing the same old things in your city? The LBB I Found Awesome podcast is here to give you top 5 things to do every week in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore and Pune from your go-to local recommendations platform across new restaurants, events, budget shopping, weekend getaways and lots more. Episodes out every Thursday on the IVM app, website and anywhere you get your podcast from.
Hi,
You're
listening to IVM
Daily.
Hello and welcome to IVM Daily, where the IVM team brings you a multi-dimensional experience through diverse conversations about ideas, experiences and current issues. Today Abbas is there with me in the studio.
Hello.
And we'll be joined by a special guest over the phone shortly to discuss the problem of transgender representation in Hollywood. And this discussion is triggered by the latest update that Scarlett Johansson will star in Rub and Tug as Dante texts Jill, a trans man known for running a string of massage parlors in Pittsburgh. So the film is said to be directed by Rupert Saunders, who also made Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, which was based on a Japanese manga, comic book and anime.
Yeah.
And even back then when Ghost in the Shell casting was announced, there was a lot of controversy because the central character in that story was a Asian character.
Yeah.
And Scarlett Johansson portrayed it, and there was a lot of hue and cry about casting an actual Asian actor, which didn't happen. So yeah, Scarlett Johansson has faced this before as well with the same director.
And she's in hot waters again because, when our website reached out to Johansson's representative actually for a comment, so her response was, and I quote, "Tell them that they can be directed to Jeffrey Tambor, Jared Leto and Felicity Huffman's representatives for comment." So that was what she actually, told them. And this entire controversy, like you mentioned, it has happened before also, and Scarlett Johansson being the center of controversy. What do you think about this latest debate?
I mean, the comment that her publicist made, I'm not saying it's the correct statement or the right statement, but I see the point of that because Jeffrey Tambor and Jared Leto both have won awards for their representation of cross-dressers or trans people, and both of them happen to be male, right? I'm not very sure which Felicity Huffman role they're referring to, but Jared Leto and Jeffrey Tambor were critically acclaimed for Transparent and Dallas Buyers Club. So I mean, it's a question to ask, that is it that when men portray women, they'll be applauded, but when a woman says that she can portray a male character or a trans character who identifies as male, why is it that we only ask question? Or is it a problem that we're trying to identify with Scarlett Johansson specifically, that she's indifferent to the fact that where representation matters, she's taking a piece of cake that actually belongs to a trans actor or a Asian actor. So I have mixed feelings about that. So I'm trying to keep an open mind about that. But yeah, it is problematic that Hollywood is not giving enough roles to trans actors. Not that there aren't any. I mean, a lot of articles have mentioned other actors who are trans who could have played this role.
So I think it's not just about transgender. I think it's about marginal groups in general.
Right.
And I think the larger issue here is that Hollywood as a representational space, and the casting directors in particular, they need to realize that they cannot choose to ignore the identity politics of the LGBTI movement, which has taken so long to become visible.
Right.
And the question is whether similar opportunities are available to a transgender, a woman, trans woman or a trans man for cisgender roles.
Right.
Right. And have you ever seen a transgender being offered a role which was finally given to Scarlett Johansson? If not, then that's clear that there is a bias or lack of opportunity or space for marginal groups. And, so many people have criticized this selection on Twitter, and a couple of them I'll read out to you. There is this tweet by Stephen Canals. Now, Stephen Canals is an American television producer, and he's produced a trans series, which is called Pose. So he says that we have to stop hiring non-trans actors to play trans characters. In my opinion, it's equally as traumatic and offensive as blackface. It also shows how lazy, unwoke, and complicit in transphobia. So basically, he is underlining the problems that, are there at the most basic level of casting. Laziness can be one of them. Do you think so? That, you're not trying to find someone, explore the talent available, and you're just putting someone who is known, a very a commercial face.
Yeah, that's true. I think, the top bosses at production houses still feel as long as you're giving the people a star, they'll accept anything rather than thinking about how this can be an opportunity for a star in the making. You can take a trans actor and give them the stardom that Scarlett Johansson already has. So, yeah.
So, and another one is by Faith Choice. And Faith Choice is a comedian, writer, and an actor. And she's tweeted that Scarlett Johansson is playing a trans man in her next movie because her ultimate career goal is to take an acting job from a member of each and every marginalized group. Now,
yeah, I can't wait for her to play Mowgli's girlfriend in the next Jungle Book.
Actually,
she actually did play Kaa in the Jungle Book.
Yes. That's
live action
that
film.
seductive voice that she uses in that film.
Yeah.
Someone has said that there is this another tweet, Eugene Ju, and this person is a surgeon based out of America. He says, "What's next? Is Scarlett Johansson going to play Barack Obama?"
I wouldn't rule that out.
So on that note, we have with us Siddhant More, who is a trans man from Mumbai. Siddhant was born in a female body, but he always saw himself in a masculine frame. In 2012, he transitioned himself into a male body. Welcome to IVM Daily, Siddhant.
Thank you, Swati.
So, first of all, I wanted to know, what was your reaction to this when you read that Scarlett Johansson is given the role of a trans man?
Actually, I was very shocked when I read this article, on this on Scarlett. Basically, I was very disappointed also, basically, because I think they should have given this role to a trans man actor, because there are many trans man actors, and they would have done justice to the role. That's what I feel.
Yeah. So why do you think that a trans man would have done justice to this? What do you think is problematic for the larger LGBTI politics here in this kind of casting?
See, because what a trans man or a trans person goes through, only he or she knows, So it is very difficult for a cisgender woman or a man to portray or understand that.
Okay.
So he or she can act as one, but he or she will not be able to put soul in the character, basically.
Okay.
So I feel that that's the reason a trans man was required, because he knows what his what he has gone through. So basically, he would have done much justice to the role.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't understand. I mean, you're making a movie on a trans man, and you are not taking a trans man in the lead role. So, I mean, I don't know why the director or the makers of the movie are so biased, towards the community.
Yes. So
that was very shocking, actually, for me.
So definitely there is a bias that plays in this kind of casting whenever it takes place in, any popular cultural thing. But because you're talking about the personal experience that would, help an actor to play the character which is transgender. But I think because the representation of, transgender, trans man, trans woman is so rare in popular culture itself, be it cinema, theatre or anything, it's so rare that each time you have such a character on screen, you have to get that right, because, that image is not just an image. It means visibility. And not just
Right.
visibility, but amplification of that visibility, because that film is going to go to
Right.
have a global release and distribution.
Yeah, but there are people who are ready to do the role, or ready to come in the front. So if you don't give them a chance, then how will get visibility
Yeah.
if you're not giving us a chance? So it's not that everybody is in hiding. There are so many trans men. There are so many trans people who are out, who are out in the public. So I think that was not fair, actually.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, that when you have to represent a particular gender or a transgender,
Right.
you
Okay,
have an
right.
opportunity for representation, and if you don't take that opportunity, then it is
Right.
lost in that larger dominance of a particular gender or
Right.
a particular face or whatever salability.
Right. Very true.
Do you think
Yeah.
that targeting Scarlett Johansson is
Right.
justified? Because at the end of the day, she is a commercial actor and she would always be looking for unconventional roles. So do you think
Right.
targeting an actor is a good idea?
Frankly speaking, that is not a good idea, because she is an actress, and she will definitely always want a challenging role for herself.
Yeah.
So if from her point of view, it is not wrong, because that's her work. That is what she does, and she will definitely want to do it.
Yeah.
But as a director, the makers of the movie, they should have thought about it, and and taken a trans man for the role. As an actor, she is not at fault, because she will definitely want. And many earlier also many movies have come on trans people, and other cis people have
Taken up the
done a
role.
very good job.
Yeah.
They have done a very good job. So she is definitely not at a fault.
So, and my last question to you is, here we are talking about Hollywood, but if you see the Hindi industry or the Indian industry, which we
Right.
identify with Hindi industry, but there are so many regional
Right.
language industries here. What do you think
Right.
about our own space, our own cinematic space? How are you? I mean, what is your thought about it?
No. See, I mean, in Bollywood, the transgender community is shown in a very poor light. So I don't want to comment much on it, because there is nothing much to say. We all know that transgenders are shown in a very, very poor light, and in a not in a good way.
Thank you so much,
So-
Siddhant.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Swati.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So Abbas, as you heard Siddhant, that he's not very hopeful about the Hindi film
Hindi film
industry.
industry, yeah.
But the similar question that I asked him, I'm going to put that question to you
Okay.
also. That
Yeah.
targeting Scarlett Johansson, what are we achieving through that?
See, we're not. I'll tell you where the potential achievement is, because Scarlett Johansson is one of the few big stars in Hollywood, and what we're seeing in the last a year and a half or so, especially with the Me Too movement and filmmakers like Jordan Peele who made Get Out,
Yeah.
we need the bigger Hollywood stars to make a noise about the fact about getting more representation. When Frances McDormand won the Oscar this year, she went on stage and she very specifically pointed out the clause which actors can ask for representation. So if Scarlett Johansson listens to these criticisms and makes a noise about and takes a back seat and says, no, you know what, you are right. As great an actor I am, and as great an opportunity I see in this, you have a point. As a trans man should actually be playing this. Once she does that, maybe 3 other actors will also feel, if Scarlett
that.
Johansson can let go of this paycheck or this award possibility, maybe we can do that as well. So if they take that higher ground and actually make space for representation, it'll go a long way, and that has worked a lot, because the highest grossing film of this year has been Black Panther, which barely had a white person in it,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And that is because Marvel heard the fans. They took the leap of faith of giving an all-black cast, an authentic African cast, set in an authentic not authentic, it's a fictional town, of course, but set in Africa with an African language and so on and so forth. And that made a difference.
Yes.
So I think it's justified in that sense that we need people and actors and celebrities like Scarlett Johansson to take a bit of a higher ground and say that, yes, you
You're
have a
absolutely
point.
right there, because it's just about that one person who would say no to this, and
Yeah.
then other person would that would have a ripple effect,
Right.
and that's where the hope is. So on that note, we would take your leave from IVM Daily. Thank you so much, Abbas, for joining me today.
Pleasure. I'm in office only. Call me anytime. I'll come.
So where can I find you?
Right here in office.
No, but others also need to find you.
Yeah, you can find me on social media, on Twitter at Abbas Momin and on Instagram at Abbas Momin88. Also, I have a Facebook fan page, so please go and like it. Yes.
And you can find me on Twitter. I'm available on Swati Bakshi 02.
And you can find all of us, all of IVM Podcasts on social media at IVM Podcasts. We are on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And keep listening to IVM Daily. We will be back with another episode very soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hello there, my name is Naveen Narona, and as a gay person in India, I get asked a lot of stupid questions.
Beta, is it LGBT or eligibility?
How do two men procreate?
Bro, is Grindr better than Tinder or what?
We answer all these questions and much more on my podcast, Keeping It Queer, where I talk to individuals from the LGBT community in India and learn about their personal stories. Catch all the episodes on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app you like. Till then, keep it queer.